Hey everybody, welcome back to Ranting with Wrenches, where we ask the questions that every car person thinks about. Let's get it.
So today on our show, we're gonna ask the big question that a lot of people may not fully understand, or they think about once they modify their car. What is the difference, and what is better, a street tune or a dyno tune? Rich, what do you think on this question?
So, so when it comes to a dyno tune, I feel a dyno tune is if you want, like literally, like if you say you want this number, you go through a dyno tune. Like, okay, this is what I've got. This is the real life situation that I'm looking at. This is the power that I have to put down. So based on everything I got, this is what I'm putting down. And it's like, okay, I've got these injectors, this fuel rail, this exhaust manifold, intake manifold, this size turbo. And the dyno tune is, you can really fine tune it without having to be actually like driving the car.
Yeah.
So basically you can take the map figures that you get while the car is on the dyno, how everything is acting, tweak it, and then continue to tighten it up. A street tune is more so, hey, the company that you're going through or the person that you're going through has, maybe done this on their own car or several cars, and this is what they found to be the most reliable or the most repeatable with these parts or these recommended parts.
Yeah.
So it really, like everything else, it depends on what you want. If you're looking for something that you can have fun around town, you're not looking to blow the doors off anyone, you just want to liven up your car a bit and just enjoy the ability to drive more, I would go with a street tune. Because quite honestly, I'm not drag racing. I'm not going to the strips and putting my car through the paces, trying to get like a 10-second car. That is so much time and effort and money. You know what I mean? Which, not to say I would never do it, but that's not something that's in the cards for me. I enjoy more useful power where you can have in real life scenarios. You know what I mean? Carving canyons and taking back roads and like really kind of getting your power band kind of tightened up in and out of turns on on your daily driver, or maybe even on your garage queen that you take out on sunny days.
Yep.
Where you sitting on this? I think I know where you would be, but let's see what you say.
Well, for me, just like you said, like the dyno tune is more if you want specific numbers. Like you want that number and you're not taking no for answer. You know what I mean? You're like, yo, I want to make 600 horsepower. Boom, boom, boom. He's on the dyno. He's doing his thing. And he's going to try to get you there. Now, the downside, your engine may blow.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with dyno tune. When that machine or whatever, I don't know how they really do it, but when that thing goes and it's too late, you kiss your car goodbye. That's
Well,
it.
I mean, typically on a dyno, your car's third gear. It's which is usually third or fourth, depending on the gear setup, is direct drive. So that's where you're getting the most power out of your car. So when you're on the dyno, especially a rear wheel drive dyno, front wheel drive dyno, which is just flipping the car around, you're taking it up to like its maximum RPM, and it sounds like a freaking airplane. And then you hit this big whine, and then this big old release of air, and you know, usually after a couple of runs, you'll see each number kind of climb as the wheels and the engine warms up more and more. But yeah, you can definitely blow your motor. If your motor's not healthy, you can definitely blow it. So no matter what tune you do, you got to make sure your motor is healthy.
And that's another thing. People go to the dyno doing their own work, which is fine. You know what I mean? If you know what you're doing. But for me, I'll go with Street Tune. If you've seen the last videos or first videos I made, my car is Street Tune by my own guy, and he does all the work himself. And to me, I think it's more reliable. You get more of a better reading, in the sense of your like drivability. Like you actually have somebody driving your car on the road, so it kind of reads how you drive. Just like a while back we was talking about, you know, altitude and being on a mountain and being elevation and all that plays a big change into it.
He tuned your car based on the typical conditions you're gonna find in a mountain, which typically are going to be extremes. When it's hot, it's friggin' hot. You know, very humid. When it's cold, it's freezing, which, you know, is can be kind of sketchy with the turbo setup, especially if you're running like a catch can or oil separator, because now you can have that moisture build up in there. You know what I mean? And it's kind of hard. You kind of want it near a heat source so it can boil that extra moisture out, but at the same time, you don't want it so close to heat that, you know, it's causing condensation inside. You know what I mean? But I mean that's a good point to a street tune. You know what I mean? But again, if you got the Subi dyno tuned with you know all the work that you're having done to it, I mean, they'd really be able to like dial it in. You know what I mean? Granted, it may not be something you want to drive every day because you're like, yeah, no, I can't do this every day.
That's why I'll keep his and have that. That's why you have the access port.
That's true.
Keep multiple tunes on it. You want to go hard one day, you know, go out.
Well, that's another thing.
Boom.
I mean, if you know, if you got it, flaunt it. If you got something that you can have an access port with, or you have like was it like a standalone ECU? You know what I mean? And you can switch in and out of stuff. Why not have the best of both worlds? You know what I mean? I mean, in that case, I would get everything I could get. I would get a specialized tune to what I want. I would get your average, just go online and buy a tune that way, and then, you know, download that, and then I would get a dyno tune. But those are cake. Big money right there.
You like I said, you get somebody to do it who knows like street tuning, whatever, or just like you said, you can outsource. And like a lot of Subaru people, they go through Torque Performance. A guy named Eric, he does the street tunes for you. He give you a base map of whatever you have on your car, and he'll tell you, give me pull in first, second, third, whatever.
Now, do you have to be hooked up to like a Windows laptop in your car? No?
The computer reads everything for you. The access port.
Oh, okay.
You just set it up with the gauges you want, and you hit record, and you just do your thing.
Just go out and drive, bro. I got you.
Sync it to your computer, send him all the information right there. He fine-tune it, give it back to you.
See, that's something that I would like to do, but I feel like I have to have a JDM car in order to do that. Just because, you know, the German cars are just so finicky. They don't like stuff just poking around in there.
Plugged in
them. I mean, you can plug stuff in, and it's gonna be alright. But I feel like if I have somebody remotely messing around in there, looking around, then all of a sudden my car goes into limp mode because, you know, he was like, oh, let's see how wide the injectors can go, and it's like, nope. And now I'm not boosting more than 5 pounds, or basically I'm boosting nothing. You know what I mean? I'm crawling home no faster than 25 miles an hour. I'll be so pissed.
Bringing up that, you know, I think I mentioned, I don't know, you know Matt Frederick?
No.
He had the white Subaru hatchback.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know him.
Well, I'm not gonna get into a whole story about him, but he's an example of never go too cheap and always make sure you find someone who knows.
Didn't he blow his like? Didn't he throw a piston head or something?
No, the thing is, he had to get the head gasket done. So
Okay.
he went through a buddy of his. He said he knew how to do it. Head gasket done. He did the air delete, and and that's it. Intake he put on.
Let me
whatever.
guess. He only did one head gasket.
No, he did the head gasket.
Yeah, but you gotta remember,
the air
it's
delete,
a Subaru.
No, he did both.
He did both. Okay.
He did the air pump delete, but he didn't put the sensor back onto the air.
Not
one of the air sensors.
Not the transistor.
Yeah.
Because whenever you do a delete, usually you get transistors that replicate the draw of the system, so the car doesn't go into limp mode.
But usually there's a video I'm gonna come out with showing them what to do. But you put the like you said, you put something back on it.
Yeah.
He didn't do that. He threw it out. But that was the part that you need, and you only could put that part back on it. So he didn't put that on. So when he sent it to my guy to get tuned, he's tuning it, and it's not reading nothing. he was boosting 5 pounds. Stop! You're boosting 14. So his car was stuck at 5 pounds, and he blew the head gaskets. One piece of the head gasket was sucked into the motor.
Oh.
Well, long story short, he ended up selling the car.
No, yeah, it's like that's something where,
you know what I mean.
If you're gonna buy an aftermarket delete kit or whatever it may be, follow the directions. There is no way on earth you can possibly know how to install every single aftermarket component. It's impossible.
Every car is different. They don't understand that.
Every car is different, and you know, especially nowadays with all the technology that's coming into cars, removing, deleting, disconnecting something can completely change the behavior of a car. Yeah. Like I did the secondary air delete, which we'll drop in the description, and I followed that thing to the T. And the one thing that did not show was what as part of the kit was needing a resistor to wire into the plug where you remove the pump from. So what happens is that resistor helps to keep the system from running rich.
Yeah.
So it replicates the draw of the pump. So you might have a little bit more, at startup, which you always do. You always have a little bit more fuel at startup, but it'll thin out on its own versus it just running super rich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that I found out from the installation instructions that I was going through. The kit didn't tell you. It didn't tell you at all. So I think it was USP Motorsports, I believe. When you click on the link of the video, when you go down into the description of that video, you'll see the install PDF that I linked in there. That'll show you.
Well, that's what happened.
Yeah.
It's a sad story. You know what I mean? But
that was a nice car.
It was.
That was a nice car.
It was.
I really like the hatchbacks. But you see what happens when you allow a beautiful creature to fall into the hands of savage. But that's it for this one.
Yes, sir.
Join us on the next episode of Ranting with Wrenches as we speak about what new cars are going to be coming out in the year 2021. As always, Wrench Daily.